This is your super nourishing nighttime restorative yoga sequence. It's going to take you about 15 to 20 minutes. Very simple, very nourishing, and of course restorative for your body and for your mind. And yeah, it's especially great to do before going to sleep, just to kind of help you release whatever happened throughout the day. But it's also great anytime during the day, whenever you just need a moment to drop back into your body, a moment to find some stillness and find some space. So this is one of my personal favorites. It's something that I think everyone needs a little bit more of in their life. All you're going to need for this sequence is a bolster or a pillow, maybe a block or a book, but I recommend a pillow. I find things a bit more comfortable with that. And as per usual, we'll start lying down, making sure that the atmosphere around you is really relaxed as well. I recommend putting on some nice calming music, and I'll meet you lying down. So just start lying down, finding that nice, comfortable position for your body to be in. You might like to bring one palm to your belly, one palm to your heart, a nice way to kind of connect back into your body. If that's not working, just take the arms wherever they want to be. You're just simply letting yourself arrive to be here. Gradually releasing whatever's gone on for you today, just letting it all be. Maybe you help yourself to do that by taking some nice slow breaths. Deep inhales through the nose, filling up your belly. And slow releasing exhales out of the mouth, letting the belly go. And those breaths are your reminder to just soften. This is your sequence to let go of any effort, let go of any force. And you're just going to take one more full breath here. And gently stretching out those legs. Let's reach the arms out above the head. Take that beautiful reawakening stretch and letting it go. Now slowly roll over to whichever side you like, making our way up to all fours. And we'll start to bring ourselves into our first pose. We'll be starting with a nice wide knee child's pose. So you can use the bolster or pillow underneath your body, which I recommend, so we make it really nice and restorative. You're going to bring one cheek to the bolster. I'll let you know when we're halfway through and you can change and bring the other cheek to the bolster so our neck stays nice and balanced. Now child's pose, really beautiful, calming pose, like we're almost giving ourselves a big hug. So as you settle into your stillness, just noticing, are you still holding on to some tension in your body? Can you really consciously relax the buttocks, the hips, the thighs? Can you really allow yourself to sink into that bolster, that pillow, and allow it to support you? Sometimes in order to truly let go, we need to accept support. And that's just not in the yoga practice. It's in all aspects of our lives. But what's so beautiful about the yoga practice is what we do on the mat. It's like a mirror for what we can do in our lives. The lessons we learn here on our mats, we can take out into our everyday lives and use these simple yet really profound tools to help us, to support us. The simple tool of staying still and enjoying that stillness. Allowing yourself time to just be. It's the halfway mark. So maybe you just change to bring your other cheek to the bolster or the pillow. And again, a nice time to check in, see if you need to make any little adjustments. Making those adjustments and allowing yourself to settle back in. Coming back into that stillness. That little gift that you're giving yourself here. If you find that your mind is still quite busy or thoughts are distracting you, that's totally fine. It's part of the practice. It's part of being alive. Maybe you just bring your attention back to your breath. Each time, over and over again, just coming back to the breath. You can always open your mouth as you exhale. That little reminder to let go, to come back. We've just got 3 more breaths left here. Maybe opening the mouth as you exhale, doing whatever feels good. When you finish that last breath, just slowly making your way out of the pose, moving the bolster pillow off to the side. You're going to come on down and lie flat on your belly. Make a little pillow with your palms for the forehead to rest on. Maybe you give your hips a little rock, a little sway, side to side, just relieving any pressure that may have built up in the lower back or in the hips. In this pose, in between the poses, it's your time to really be totally free. There's nothing you need to be doing here. Nothing you need to be thinking. Just taking one last breath. And we'll slowly press ourselves back up. And we're just going to set up for our next pose a modified bridge. So you have some options as always. You might like to use a block or you might like to use a bolster. I prefer the bolster, it's just a little more comfortable for me, but of course, just listening into your body doing what feels right. So if you're using the block or maybe a book, you can slide it underneath the small of your lower back, so that flat part of your lower back, a little bit into the buttocks as well as into the back. Or if you're using a bolster or pillow, you're going to do the same thing, slide it underneath the lower back. The bolster and pillow is going to take up a bit more space, so a lot of your buttocks is going to be leaning into that bolster. Then one leg at a time, I'm going to just straighten out those legs. Just going nice and slow, making sure here that there's no pressure in the lower back. So if you're feeling any pressure in the lower back, you're going to keep your knees bent. Or maybe you even do one leg straight, one leg bent, and you kind of alternate between the two as it feels good for you. Arms are going to go maybe out to the side. Could rest them on your belly. Could feel really expansive and let the arms fall above your head. Once you've found the place that's feeling good for you, making any necessary adjustments as you go, you're going to commit to being there, giving your body this beautiful opening, big expansion. This pose can especially be pretty intense. So of course, use your breath. If any emotions just kind of randomly arise, allow them to arise. Any thoughts pop into the mind, allow them to pop in. We're not trying to suppress, we're not trying to ignore anything here. We're just trying to shift from reacting to everything that we're noticing. We're trying to give ourselves space to let everything that needs to arise, arise. But maintain this sense of stillness, this sense of just being. You're really starting to make a shift from being the doer to being the observer. And each time you get pulled back into the doing, the judging, the analyzing, the trying to understand all the things that you're becoming aware of right now, choose to let go of that. Remember, this is your time to just be here. You're just observing, watching. And you're just here for 3 more breaths, and I really encourage you to open your mouth, let everything go, maybe release with a little sigh here. And slowly, one leg at a time, bending those knees, lifting up, moving the prop out from underneath you, and gently lowering back down. I'm going to send those arms out to the side now in line with your shoulders. Bring your feet as wide as the mat. Make sure there's no props in your way. And I'm just going to very gently and slowly windscreen wipe the legs side to side. Just giving the lower back, the hips, gentle release. Do one more round. And then you're going to just hold one side and maybe look in the opposite direction from where your knees are facing. And just taking one more breath here. And we'll gently come to the center and then go back over to the other side, and again looking in the opposite direction. Just unwinding for one more breath. And then coming back to the center, I'm going to bring the knees into the chest, roll off to one side. And we're slowly going to come all the way up, and we're going to rearrange things. So bringing the mat over to the edge of the wall, and then shuffle your body really close up against the wall, coming to the one side of your mat. Swing those legs up. We're going to find Viparita Karani, legs up the wall. So you're going to need to shuffle around a little bit, wiggle your buttocks nice and close to the wall. You can bring the arms up above your head if you're wanting that big expansion. But again, you might prefer palms on the belly or out to the side. Depending on how your legs are feeling, could have a nice bend in the knees, or you could think about really straightening those legs out. This is a really beautifully nourishing, restoring pose. Allows your heart to get a beautiful break. Maybe as time goes on here, those legs begin to feel weightless. Maybe even your mind begins to feel a little weightless. Those thoughts, stories you might be telling yourself, they're not weighing you down here because you're just watching it. You're not getting caught up in it. You're enjoying the space that you're creating for yourself here. Remembering that in yoga, as much as we use the physical body as the tool, so much more than a physical practice. It's a practice for our entire being, mind, body, soul. And just enjoying a little longer here in this nourishing, restoring space. Just got 3 more breaths here. Maybe they're your longest, deepest breaths yet. When you finish that last breath, bring a little bit of movement back into your body, wriggling toes, fingers. You can stretch those arms above your head and gently bend the knees into your chest. Slowly rolling off to whichever side you like, just pausing for a moment there. And you gently make your way up to a comfortable seat, sitting however you like. You can give the shoulders a nice roll up, back and down. Palms will come together in front of the chest. Give yourself one last breath just here. Namaste.